So hello everyone, welcome back to my channel and to continue with the series of the child wound explained by the study of the pinnacle, the first pinnacle in our pinnacle study, and the child wound. We're gonna start with the pinnacle number 2, explain it. Basically, we're gonna start first, as every time I explain the energy and a positive of the pinnacle itself. So the pinnacle number 2 will be in has relations with relationships, cooperation, intuition, and during this pinnacle, life provides you with the opportunity to develop harmonious relationships and a deeper understanding of others. You will gain the ability to know instinctively what people need along with the steps that must be taken to help them. It has to do a lot with intuition, the pinnacle number 2, in a positive way. And so the intuition will be strong, and you'll be more sensitive to energy and your environment and the people around you. So this is favorable time to study metaphysics, health, healing, counseling, art, music, or anything that involves helping people. Because the number 2 itself in numerology has a lot to do with diplomacy and helping others to held a hand for the one in need. So providing you with a balanced, assertive, diplomatic, and cooperative when dealing with others. It's a potential for happiness and success anywhere in the graph besides the first pinnacle in life, which plays against us. So we're going to explain now what it takes in the negative energy to be born under the pinnacle number 2. So the child wound number 2, explain it. This wound has to do with the lack of healthy bonds, healthy ties. So this child was not guided to understand nor knowing what in essence is a healthy way of establishing bonds with others, due to the lack of them in the family core itself, in the family values. So the lack of clear ties and bonds within the family of origin, basically. The family itself, meaning the relationship and interaction between the parents and or within their family members was unbalanced, or uneven. Like, for example, a mother who cancels her identity to obey the father, or vice versa. A father who cancels his identity to be behind the shadow of a strong mom. So by all means, the vincular part between the parental figures in this family, lack of healthy forms of cordiality, belonging, and healthy emotional equilibrium in the ways of interaction on daily basis. So this child doesn't have a healthy role model to learn from, how to establish a healthy relationship with others in a harmonious way. In a harmonious way, meaning starting with his own self, with his or her own self, like knowing what they really want, what they really expect, how to interact in a harmonious way with the others. So this child develop a tendency to retain his or her emotions and somatize in their physical body, in their biology, those unhealthy emotions, since they are not capable of verbalize those emotions in a healthy way. And it's very important to attain consciousness of those silent screams, so to speak, meaning that it shows in a way of illnesses, which are emotional somatizations to those unconscious patterns of behavior, that get bolted into the subconscious mind as a programming from this type of environment and the family of origin at home when we're children. So how we heal this wound? Well, first, as I always said, attaining consciousness, first step. Then the child will have to learn how to establish healthy relationships. They're gonna need a lot of guidance through psychotherapy, maybe, or clinical psychologist that has the right tools for psychotherapy terms to guide the person when adulthood or maybe young adult, if it's possible, to attain the consciousness and learn how to establish healthy relationships, but starting with oneself. The first and the most important relationship is with ourselves. So when you establish a healthy relationship with yourself, you can establish a healthy relationship with the others. Otherwise, ain't gonna work. It's like if you don't know how to love yourself, you cannot love anybody. So taking this as a base for the healing process, the child or the person that starts the healing process will have to take the decision to change the patterns of behavior, and whatever they learn since childhood that got programmed in the vault of the subconscious mind to ditch all those old patterns of how to vinculate themselves with the others in a more healthy and harmonious way, and also to identify what are those patterns, those significant anchor words that got stuck in the subconscious mind as triggers, to abandon the role, whatever role this child has a tendency to play through their life. For instance, like the role of I don't need anybody, I'm a hero, I'm Superman, I'm Superwoman, or I'm the savior, I'm gonna save everyone, or I am the mistreated, I am the victim, or I can take everything and I don't say anything at all. So or I am a loser, or I am a submissive, etc. It's kind of like a polarized way of behavior, either on one side or the other side of the spectrum of the light, which is the light or the shadow, the darkness. So this is a tendency for the pinnacle number 2 and the child wound number 2 in the first stage in life, to attain this consciousness, to heal this unhealthy programmation in regards of emotional patterns. Because the number 2 is also represented by water. It has to do a lot of water. The element of the number 2 is water, and water tends to retain. The water goes inwards, and only when the water is extremely shaken, like the ocean, we see tsunamis or high tides, and this is when the person explodes, when it can't contain it anymore. So those are like very important keys to attain consciousness, to those silent screams. There are illnesses, somatizations, emotional somatizations, to heal these unconscious pattern of behavior for the pinnacle number 2, and like we're talking about, the child wound number 2. So hopefully this is valuable information for you. If you have the child wound number 2, you have to believe in your inner power. You are very intuitive, and you are very strong, and you have the wisdom within you, but you have to dig very, very deep in yourself to become very strong, to stand your ground, hold your ground, and empower yourself. So all the best for you all. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Bye.